Hello there, Capricorns. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to serve as the rest of your reading for the red stork. And the stork has, it's white, and it's in a landscape that is very, very barren. And I can't really make out, trees, mountains, rivers. I can't make out anything. It's just in a barren landscape. It's looking around trying to find other members of its clan, of its tribe. It's looking around trying to find, like, where's like the nearest tree, where's the nearest meadow, where's the next place that I can go to find other people, to find other storks, or to find, like a food source. Right above its head is this infinity symbol. And that to me indicates somebody who is very enlightened. Okay, so I don't know if there has been some news information that came into the picture that has elevated your vibration, where you are at a place where you're feeling very, very enlightened and you're trying to figure out what's the next step. Okay, and the white background just indicates to me that everything is pretty much a blank canvas. You can make it into anything that your heart desires, and you can make it into any shape or form. Like you basically have a clean slate, a brand new page in which you can write your history. And what I'm getting with the spread, along with that imagery, the infinity symbol, things coming full circle, things coming back around, realizing what we need to do in order to elevate ourselves, elevate our status, elevate our financial situation, elevate our ability to expand either mentally, physically, or even geographically. Um, I'm also feeling as well, there's this really big sense that the spread is very family institution oriented. Okay, and institution is more work and also educational. And let me just put this message out there. For many of you, it took a lot to get you where you are right now. Okay, so if you can look back, all the trials and the tribulations that you've had to go through, and all the things that you've had to do, the odd jobs that you had to do, all the I feel like, it's almost like you're that white sheep in your family. You're like that shining beacon that others look up to. And family members and, even extended family members, they look at you and they're like, oh, the Capricorn person has made it. They're successful. They're very disciplined, and they got themselves up here to this point out of their sheer sense of hard work and determination and, work ethics. So everybody around you, they see you as this shiny beacon. They see you as this role model. They see you as this person that everyone wants to aspire to be. Okay. And for some of you, you could be in a family situation. Okay, let's just say your siblings might not have had the opportunity to have the educational attainment that you have. They might not even hold jobs that are I want to say, like, quote unquote revered or looked highly, it's like highly regarded by society. So whatever that means. Okay, I'm not making a judgment call. This is just what I feel. It's almost like siblings do not have the jobs that you have. Okay, and I feel like they look at you and they admire you. They're in sheer admiration of you. Family members, even mom or dad, they admire you. And I see this huge elevation in status, in your financial situation, in your status, in your social standing, where you have made a mark for yourself. You have created a name for yourself. You have carved out a title for yourself. And you have deviated from the norm in order to do this. So I mentioned, years back, and this energy is flooding back again. You've had to go through some, major transformations in your life, taking jobs that you didn't want to do. And you had to, because it was, just your survival instincts. And you did it gracefully. You never frown upon, oh, this job is beneath me or below my station, or I'm too good for this job. You've never taken that attitude. So whatever was thrown at you, you made the best of it. And because of that, you have gotten here because you understand humility. You understand that we do what we got to do. If it's like a bump in the road and if it's a temporary setback and I have to take this job that I believe to be beneath me, even though you never will say it, but you feel like you've had to take, some jobs that you didn't like or didn't enjoy. And we've all had to, but I feel like the way that you looked at the situation was not from a victim standpoint, like, oh, this is beneath me, or why am I stuck doing this job? You took it as a challenge and you're just like, you know what, this is a learning experience, so I'm going to conquer that job. Okay, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to grab the experience that I can extract from it and put it on my resume so that I can advance and do a better job. So I can advance into a different pay scale. So I can advance into a job that other people might, I guess like a more highly regarded job. So because of this sense of humility, what I feel here is you've done it, you've been there, and now you've made it. And I do feel a lot of people look at you in awe and in admiration. And, they're only seeing the end result. They didn't see the struggle that it took you to get there. And you would never talk about the struggles. You don't talk about the internal struggles. They only see the end result of your success, of your status, of your financial standing. And they're just like, well, if the Capricorn can do it, then I can do it too. What they fail to realize is that Capricorn has this sheer determination. Once you set your mind on a course of action, you don't deviate. Okay? You don't deviate. And failure for you is not really an option. There has been setbacks that were imposed upon you by external actors in the past, but you blasted through these obstacles. And what people fail to realize is that it took a lot of hard work for you to get where you are right now. And you do it with a lot of dignity and grace and this sense of humility. So then for others looking in, everything is very effortless. But from your standpoint looking out, everything was very difficult, but I did it. And so moving along with this reading for you to start over is a clean slate for you to start manifesting and creating the future that you want. I feel there are some obstacles to you getting the type of money that you want. And the simple truth is, I feel like it's a career ladder, okay? So if you look at somebody literally climbing a ladder, it's like the ladder is straight up, it's vertical, and they're at the bottom trying to, climb a vertical ladder. It doesn't have any handrails or anything. They're just climbing up. And if a few of those rungs in the ladders are missing, then it's going to be a very perilous climb. It's going to be dangerous. It's going to be very, very hard without those rungs in the ladder. And for many of you, this can come out in a work environment where you're capable, you're totally able to do the work, and you're due for some type of vertical, advancement. But the work environment that you're in, they care about the education, they care about the degree, they care about the diploma, they care about what have you contributed. Did you publish a paper? Did you graduate? What school did you graduate from? Is it a really, highly publicized school? So they care about these things that shouldn't be important, but it is important because the environment is very structured, it's very rigid, and it values, different things. So yes, you have that halo on you, or I'm sorry, the infinity symbol, and you've had a myriad of like just a barrage of life experiences, and you've been places, you've accumulated a lot of practical knowledge, a lot of practical experience, and you are that go-to person, that infinity symbol over your head, meaning knowledge is limitless. Okay, your ability to retain information, to learn new things, to be able to fix everybody's problems, to be able to kind of work in any environment. All of those things are really valuable and they're practical, things. But this work environment, for whatever reason, they don't care about the practical things. They care about that flimsy diploma. They care about, did you get published? They care about, where did you go to school? Does that school have a good reputation? And I feel like those are the missing things on that ladder. Those are the things that are missing, the missing rungs on that ladder. Okay? So what I have here is the Eight of Pentacles. And we're trying to get to the 10, okay? The 10 of Pentacles is like the completion stage. It's sort of like that apex, that being at that top of the mountain when it comes to your financial standing. And what we have here is the Eight of Pentacles. And it's sort of like, what's next? What do I do next? And it's sort of like that stork walking around. Where are my people? Where are my tribe? Well, it doesn't really matter at this point where your people are and where your tribe is. It really matters that you start to figure out what you want to do independent of other people. Okay, so this is a decision that needs to be made individually rather than as a collective. And just going back to your essence, you are the sign of that goat. And goats are mountain climbers, and they do have a full bird's eye view. And they're quite solitary. They can hang out in groups, but they're quite solitary because they climb these crevices, these rocks, and they're always able to land on their feet. And I feel almost like a lot of the times these decisions that you make, they have to come from that space where you have the bird's eye view and you can see the totality of a situation, whereas other people honestly might steer you the wrong way. So you want to look at this and you really want to, try to figure out like, you're safe, you're okay on your own. You don't need to find other people. You just need to figure out and focus on what it is internally you need to do on your own. Okay, so what I'm also seeing as well is I see for many of you foregoing certain foods. Okay, so I don't know if you're recovering from some type of flu illness. I feel like your vitality level is a little bit low. You're foregoing food, foregoing water. So I don't know if some of you are fasting or some of you don't have your appetite. Some of you are declining food. Some of you are just like it's almost like your palate has changed. And you're taking on, it's like your palate has changed and whatever you used to like, you have an aversion to it now. So there's definitely dietary changes. There's definitely foregoing food. There's definitely changes when it comes to, whatever it is that that you're putting in your body. And I'm also feeling as well, let's talk a little bit about the family situation. I have here the Hierophant and the imagery with the family. There is as well a sense of, am I worthy and am I deserving? So I feel some of you are in a situation, right? And I feel like it's work related. And it's also relationship related as well. Work related, relationship oriented, where you're just like, I'm comfortable here. I'm comfortable here. And never in a million years would I thought that, somebody this, so let's say if you're in a relationship, never would I in a million years thought this person would be into me. But now I'm in this relationship with this person and I really like this person and I'm comfortable here. And then I see the same messages resonating across the work situation. I've struggled really hard and I'm where I am right now. The work is not exactly, too difficult. It's not labor intensive. It's not, crazy. People trust me. People see me as the go-to person. I fix other people's problems and I'm well regarded by all my colleagues and coworkers and I'm comfortable here. So there's a thing here about, taking a little bit of a break because you're comfortable where you're at. You're comfortable. It's a point of comfort, which can be really, really good. It's like finally being able to kick back and just enjoy things. However, I feel like there are opportunities that are coming in for you very, very fast. Jump on it very quickly. So, despite feeling comfortable, you're going to be nudged to, and you're going to start to hear about it. And you have to kind of like shake yourself, like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get that job. I don't have the degree, I don't have the diploma. I'm comfortable where I am right now, so I'm not really sure if I want to move. For those in that comfortable relationship, there's going to be some shakeups, not in a bad way. There's going to be some shakeup in the relationship, and you're going to have to roll with the punches, and you need to kind of step out of that comfort zone a little bit, okay? And the scenario that came up when I was, as I was looking at this, is travel, movement, okay, new job opportunities, possibly taking you to a different geographical location than your love partner, okay, and then you're just like, no, I want the relationship, so I'm just going to stay put. So that could be one scenario. And then, a job that's outside of your comfort zone, or a job that is outside of your field of expertise, or a job that is outside of your geographical location, you turn it down because you're comfortable where you're at. So there's a lot to be said here about continuing to climb. There's a lot to be said here about continuing on that solitary journey. It doesn't have to be solitary, but these decisions need to be made and kind of like in a bigger way when you're looking at the long-term trajectory when it comes to your career, when it comes to your relationship, when it comes to the things that you have to do for yourself, independent of other people. Okay? Independent of other people. So, when we see the stork, the imagery of the stork, we see it in cartoons where it brings a baby on its beak, right? Like that's like the classic Disney imagery of the stork. And I feel like that's what's happening here too. It's the beginning of something. It's the birth of something. And I also feel, very strong pregnancy vibes too for those who are expecting. I feel like there's something being unlocked where those rungs in the ladders are being filled in, or there's some type of a completion where you're going to be able to fill in those rungs in the ladder so that you can keep climbing, okay? That's what I'm feeling here. And there's another message in this cluster. Let me just take a moment. So you know how the beginning of the month I mentioned, and for those of you who, watch, who are like regular watchers or viewers, I mentioned a very idealistic, starry-eyed woman, right? I see that imagery coming back in as well. Somebody who is not, and this is applicable for you guys. I feel like for female Capricorn viewers, and especially even if you're dealing with another woman, this is somebody who you know, okay? Like I feel like if I say, someone who's very starry-eyed and very idealistic, you know exactly who I'm referring to. So I see either you or somebody who's quite significant. This is somebody that turns away from temptation. This is somebody that is so on track with their moral compass that they don't deviate from their plans. So some of you could be in a relationship with somebody like this, and they're so moralistic, and they're so like they're so ambitious, and they're just so on in tune with the path that they are creating for themselves. They don't deviate from their plans. And I feel like if you're in a relationship with this person, You bring each other a lot of warmth and a lot of comfort. It feels like, this childlike innocence, us against the world. If I have you, I don't need anything else. It's somebody that you trust 100%, you trust completely. And I feel almost like the relationship, has its challenges. Challenges of the willpower. We have here the Chariot. And this is like, it's not so much the ego conflict, because, that infinity symbol indicates to me a higher elevation, a higher state of being, where the two of you don't have these petty mind games, but it's a lot more about career, big picture situations, like big picture ideals about what is the ideal career for me? What is the ultimate career track? What is it that I am doing? So I feel like you might be walking around performing a role, performing a function in your job. But when it comes to, the idealism, what am I hoping to achieve? What is my ultimate end goal? What is my vision? The long-term vision isn't really there. So it's really hard in this white landscape to try to figure out, where am I supposed to go? If you're only planning for, like, where's the next job? Where's the next city? Then you're only seeing, that 5 mile radius. If you're thinking about long term, what is my vision? Ultimately, what do I want to do? That's vision. That's going to allow you to see the landscape. That's going to allow you to see the trees, the mountains, and the rivers, and where you are supposed to or destined to be. So I feel there's a lot of things here that indicates to me this lacking in that overall vision when it comes to looking at your life. And I feel like I think I know where this is coming from. I feel like some of you have been in situations like this. 8 of Swords. It's a little bit uncomfortable, where you don't trust your intuition. Okay, it's kind of like being stuck. You have so many ideas and you don't know how to execute. You have so many plans, and for whatever reason, they conflict with each other. They conflict with each other, or they depended on other people, or they were in like opposition with each other. So for example, I want to move away for that job, but I don't want to leave my lover behind. I want to move far away from home to go to school at this really good university, but I don't want to be far away from my parents. I want to go back to school, but I have, mother, like parenting responsibilities that I can't renege on. So there are definitely things here that are blocking your progress, and they have blocked your progress in the past. And you're kind of fearful about dreaming big because you don't want to deal with that disappointment. You're fearful about how logistically, how is this going to happen for me when I have all of these other things that I have to take into account. And it seems like, where you're at right now, things are okay, things are safe, they're stable, and you can continue to exist in this safe, stable environment for a few more years. You don't see that there's anything wrong with it, but I feel like the universe wants a lot more for you. And you're kind of missing that, kind of like that bridge to get yourself here to this next phase. And I feel for some of you, it could be purely education. And then don't abandon it. Don't abandon it. So if you have been dealing with, how am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to pay tuition? Or I don't know if I'm still passionate about this anymore. I don't know if this is the right major for me. I don't know if I want to go to that university really far away from home. You're going to be fine. You're going to be protected, and you're going to be able to, get that diploma. But I feel like it's safe here, whereas this is a whole other world. And you're not ready yet. Opportunities for promotions too, and I don't feel like it's falling on your lap. You kind of have to go out of your way to get it. And I feel like the universe is prepping you to kind of step out of the comfort zone a little bit and grab that next phase, okay? There's also a need here to be a little bit more strategic when it comes to your overall career goals. It's not just, one step at a time, climbing that ladder. It's more about thinking, that vision. It's not just a job, it's a career. It has to have vision, and its vision needs to align with your vision in order for you to be in the right place at the right time. Whenever our job lines up with our vision, we get promoted really fast because we're in the right place. Because energetically, we are in sync with that work environment. And sometimes it might have already happened for you guys, and then now there's a little bit of a lull. Like, where do I go next? Find that next vision and align yourself with the job or the career that is in alignment with your new vision. And then you will be about for you guys. Readjustment, redefining, rehashing that vision that you have for yourself. So you have somebody that's bringing this vision for you. And I mentioned that idealistic woman, the person that wants to change the world, that wants to make the world a better place, a person with such a strong moral compass that they cannot be tempted with material goods. They cannot be tempted with, to do the wrong things, because their heart and their minds are so in alignment with morality and, wanting to do the right things, that they will not kind of put their life on hold for other people. And I feel like this is a person that is coming into the picture to inspire you to take that next step and to really follow that vision, okay? What I have here is the Justice card, and I'm drawn to this mirror. This is just not just thinking about, and it's Leonardo da Vinci in the mirror. This is the Leonardo da Vinci deck. But what I feel is, it's not just about here and now and what's coming up in the next 5 months. This is about, what do we want to do like 30 years from now, 50 years from now? When we're old, will we still be happy where we're at? When we're older, will we still be content, or will we kick ourselves over all of these missed opportunities that we are afraid to take, or things that we say we're going to do, but life, circumstances or whatever reason, we put them on the back burner and never initiate these things. So you've got some things that you need to really get going with, okay? And I mentioned it's crunch time in the previous video, and I feel like it's happening right now too. You've got some really good things, mainly because I feel like it's a clean page, okay? Your future is a blank page. So that means you can make it really, really good. You can, continue to drudge on, or you can sit and relax and things will still be fine. But once again, 30, 50 years from now, will you still be happy, or will you be kind of regretful about these opportunities that you didn't take? So I'm going to leave it at that, Capricorn. I hope that it's helpful for you.